Hello. From March 5th to March 11th, 2021, the Brazil-Canada Chamber of Commerce will be hosting the 15th edition of the Brazil-Canada PDAC, taking place during the 2021 PDAC Virtual Convention, which includes a series of events focused in the Brazilian mineral exploration mining industries. I'm Carolina Alberna, CEO of the Brazil-Canada Chamber of Commerce, and I'm here today with Mike Muchler, CEO at Amarillo Gold, to talk about the Posse Gold projects and other projects in Brazil, as also his experience investing in Brazil and what's next for Amarillo Gold. So Mike, welcome, and thank you very much for being here today.
Thank you, Carolina. Nice to be here today.
So why don't we start by you telling us a little bit about yourself and about Amarillo Gold?
Myself, I'm a mining engineer. I'm a fifth generation miner. Worked throughout the United States and Canada. I worked in Brazil twice before. I was project manager with Kinross on the Paracatu mill expansion, installing a third and fourth ball mill. And then I was chief operating officer for Largo Resources, building the Maracás vanadium mine in Brazil. Amarillo Gold has two gold projects in Brazil. We have our main development property at the Posse property in Goiás state, about a 4-hour drive from the federal capital of Brasilia. We have 1 million ounces of open pitable resource there that we're currently working on getting ready to start construction and getting ready to build our mine. In the south of Brazil, we have a second property called Labras do Sur, centered on a large granite intrusion where we have 22 targets on 22,000 hectares of exploration concessions along a 130-kilometer perimeter of a large granite intrusion. Again, a large project. We believe Labras do Sur will be a multi-million ounce district. We're working on getting our first 1 million ounces there.
Amazing. So you mentioned the construction. Have you started preparing for construction? How's the process going?
So we just received our construction license, or the license to install, earlier in February. We're currently working on our project execution planning. We're working on our construction financing. We have detailed engineering ongoing. We're ordering our long lead time items. We're preparing to start construction. We're working on the construction financing. We expect that to wrap up over the next 3 to 6 months. The board will be taking a construction decision, and we'll be ready to start construction. Construction on Posse will take roughly 18 to 21 months, another 3 months of commissioning. So approximately 2 years from the time our board takes a construction decision, we'll be declaring commercial production at Posse, and roughly 100,000 ounce a year producer.
Wow. In addition to building the mine, you're also exploring the areas near the proposed mine site as well as your property. Why is that important for the strategy?
So Posse currently has a 10-year mine life, just under 1 million ounces of reserve. We're open along a 20-kilometer trend called the Posse Trend. We have satellite targets along that trend. We're currently exploring one 4 kilometers north of Posse that we call Pestinho. We've cut that with 10 trenches, locating or identifying the ore zone on surface. We've cut it with 6 drill holes down to a depth of about 150 meters. So we'll be continuing to drill on that. We currently have the potential the target mapped out over 1.5 kilometers down to about 150 meters. We're open on strike, open down depth. We believe we'll be identifying more ounces there, which will be used to extend the mine life at Posse. Again, a 10-year mine life to start. However, with the satellite deposits, we believe we'll be able to extend that mine life. Every year of additional mine life for Posse adds about $50 million to the NPV of the project. Second target we're looking at is Estrela del Norte, another 4 kilometers north of that, where we believe we have the potential to add additional resources to the project.
Wow, this is great. So you mentioned in their intro that you're a fifth generation miner. What's your experience in developing mines and managing projects, not only in Brazil, but around the globe?
So I worked for 20 some years in the US for a large copper producer, ASARCO, then came to Canada with Kinross Gold. Again, worked in Brazil as project manager on the Paracatu mill expansion. I was chief operating officer for Rainy River Resources here in Toronto, or here in Canada, working on the Rainy River project. I was involved in pre-feasibility, feasibility study. We eventually sold that to New Gold, and New Gold has recently developed that into a large, successful operating mine. My second project in Brazil was with Largo Resources. I was chief operating officer, where I finished construction on the Largo Maracás mine, did the commissioning, did the start of production there. Went and did some consulting for a couple of years. ran into Amarillo as a potential client for my consulting company, realized what they had, got very interested in the company, and decided to join in early 2018.
Wow. And I mean, you surrounded yourself by like seasoned mind builders in Brazil, both in your board and your management team. Can you talk a little bit more about this and like what really attracted them to the company, like the same way that you got excited about Amarillo?
Yes, we have a great management team, a great board of directors. Some of the key players on our board of directors. Rolly Ulroth is a very successful Canadian businessman. He was CEO of Wesdome twice. He tried to retire once, and they wouldn't let him retire. They brought him back again. But Rolly was key in turning Wesdome around. He was key in starting the exploration that is really making Wesdome a success today. In Brazil, our country manager is Arau Portugal. He's former co-country manager with Yamana. He was involved in building 8 of the Yamana operations in Brazil. So a Brazilian, very well experienced in Brazil, very well known in the industry, very well connected and very well respected in Brazil. Recently joining our board is David Lang. David was former COO with Equinox on the Arizona mine rebuild, the Arizona project in Brazil. So again, very experienced in Brazil, knows how to operate in Brazil. Also joining our board recently was Antenor Silva. Antenor is a bit of a legend in Brazil. He was co-founder of Yamana. He was original COO of Yamana, then president of Yamana. But he was involved in building all of the Yamana operations in Brazil and throughout South America. So we're very fortunate to have someone like David and Antenor join our board and give us that Brazilian experience. They were attracted to Amarillo because they see Amarillo as a new gold producer for Brazil. They see that we're going to be the next gold producer in Brazil, and they're very excited to build another project in Brazil.
So what's next? How will you create like future value for shareholders, and what catalysts should we watch for?
So catalyst for Amarillo, catalyst for the Posay project would be our construction financing. You'll be seeing that. You'll see our board take a construction decision. We'll be breaking ground and starting our construction. At the same time, we'll be doing exploration. We'll be announcing exploration results along at Pastinho and Estrella del Norte. Again, growing the resource, growing the mine life, growing the value of the project. Second, or another catalyst for us in the south would be Labrasasur. We'll be starting another exploration program there later this year. We'll be announcing our exploration results there. Again, we believe Labrasasur will be a multi-million ounce district. We have 22,000 hectares of exploration concessions to work with there. So 22 good targets that we believe will be a multi-million ounce district.
Wow, congratulations for all the achievements for Amarillo. Thank you very, very much for your time and support. Amarillo Gold is one of the silver sponsors of the 15th edition of the Brazil-Canada PDAC. And for more information registration, please go to www.braskandchamber.org/PDAC 2021. We look forward to see you there.
Thank you, Carolina.